It's the little things, there's nothing bigger. It's the little things, there's nothing bigger. And the devil is in the details. Yes, today I'm making a video. Well, it's morning. I'm walking and I'm talking. It's a morning walk. It's a little bit chilly here in Los Angeles, California. But I'm walking and I'm talking, and my thoughts today are about the importance of habits and quantum habits in particular. These little things that add up over time, that compound. Similar to if you put money in the stock market, a little bit, every day, every week, over time that compounds, and then you are paid interest on that amount. And that's quite amazing how that can work. These little habits, little actions that add up over time and pay huge dividends, monetary or even skill-wise, etc. for yourself. So I was thinking about that actually. Here's a thought for you. I was thinking, why is not everyone extremely wealthy on this planet? If we weren't so selfish, we would think about the greater good, and every family could just invest in the stock market, because over time, if they invested in the S&P 500, right, every family just said, this is it, we're going to invest in that, and nobody's touching that money. And in two generations, that family would be very wealthy with all the dividends, right? No doubt, they'd be very wealthy. It's just that you've got to give it up for the next gen. You can't be selfish, you've got to think of the next generation. But like I said, within 2-3 generations, over 100 years of invested in the stock market or whatever, boom, really wealthy. So yeah, that was just a side thought. But will I do it? I don't know. Will I be the example? Look at me. My daughter's 7. I haven't got a retirement account for myself, never mind for her, because I'm selfish, or I just haven't got the foresight for that, or I'm not taking the actions. And one thing leads to another. Get action orientated, right? Get action orientated and have that NFG attitude. Like right now, I've got people walking by me. I've got people walking the dogs, talking. And there is a part of me, right, that's self-conscious right now and thinks, oh man, I'm walking in this street and I'm holding my phone up. What must these people think? This is the noise that's in my head, right? This is the belief system that's in my head. But then again, if an alien came down from the sky, maybe his belief system or its belief system would be like, what are these people doing with they're like these things called dogs on a chain and walking them around and picking up their poop? That alien might think they're the ones that are lunatics. Who knows, right? And he might think, look at that guy with technology and trying to document what he's doing and blah, blah, blah. I don't know, man. I'm just trying to make myself feel better, or trying to re-establish my belief system. But anyway, I digress. We're getting off the point, aren't we? We're getting off the point. And on another note, there's been several times during this video where I've thought I should just press stop and start again. But we're not going to do that. We're just going to keep going for various reasons. But that's what the mind does, and that's what the mind is going to do. During this time when you start new habits, your mind is going to try and get you to stop, because it doesn't like change. It's going to say to you things like, oh, it's a waste of time, blah, blah, blah. It'll say all these kinds of things. So what I'm going to talk about in particular are these little habits called quantum habits. And I would suggest picking 15 minutes each. That's an hour of your day. It's nothing, okay? And they would be something like reading for 15 minutes, journaling for 15 minutes, meditating for 15 minutes, and learning a new skill like maybe how to use AI, maybe how to play a musical instrument, or learn a new language, something like that. 4 new skills, 4 quantum habits, 15 minutes, and I would do them over the next 60 to 90 days. That sweet spot. Pick it, write them down, put it in a little chart, tick them off. Watch what happens. Watch the magic happen. Like we said, one thing leads to another. So there'll be other habits that form and a new identity that forms because of these habits. And just like in the stock market, in finances, you'll be paid handsomely with the interest. One thing leads to another, and there'll be a knock-on effect. The knock-on effect, let's just have a look from the knock-on effect from, say, reading a book every day for 15 minutes. Well, you're going to get through that book. You're probably going to read more than one book. You're going to have more knowledge. You're going to have more self-esteem. You're going to have something else that's going to open your mind. You're going to think about things. Same thing with learning an instrument or learning a language. Did you know that people who speak 2 languages or more are better problem solvers because they don't just think one way? They think like outside the box. They know that there's different interpretations for things naturally. They know that not everything's like that one-dimensional. Like a chair is not just a chair. A chair is also a cadeira to someone else. So it helps with their empathy, compassion, seeing things in a different way. There you go. There's another thing. Meditation, it's going to allow you self-reflect. It's going to allow you to step out of yourself. It's going to allow you to look at the bigger picture, not get so caught up in this man-made world that's been constructed. It's going to make you think about, what the heck are we doing here? What's it all about? You know what I mean? Wow, look at that. What's it all about? Meditation's going to get you, asking these kind of questions. It might help you with your spiritual connection, your relationship with a higher power, etc. It'll help you with other people. It'll help you with problem solving, blah, blah, blah. And you compound that. And the journaling, wow. Man has been making his mark on with some kind of apparatus, whether it's a pen or a piece of chalk or stone. He's been doing that for years. And yeah, if it's not broke, don't fix it. We've got all these phones, we've got all these kind of different technologies, but still, ain't nothing like a pen and paper. The pen is mightier than the sword. Have you heard that saying? And it's true. It's true. And I would suggest, here's the best thing about writing every day for 15 minutes. Stuff's gonna come out of that pen. Stuff is gonna come out. There's stuff in the basement that's gonna come out, and you're gonna be like, wow, where did that come from? It's amazing what's in here, the ancestral DNA, those things that we've hidden away, or those things that we were born with, nature, nurture, what's living in us. We know this because, you'll see your kids, or you'll have heard it before, oh, you're just like your Uncle Trevor or whatever. Or some kid will be doing something and say, your dad does that, or oh, your brother used to do that, didn't he? That little thing, that little tick. Think of all the other things that your children do, or that you do, that your ancestors used to do, that's in you, Your great-great-great-great-granddad probably used to twitch his feet on a night, and you do it, and you don't even know it with your great-great-great-great-granddad. So think about what's going to come out of that pen. Think about whatever it is for you, the goddess, the Holy Spirit, that's that energy when you write, boom, and it comes out. Gives you those cheat codes for life. So yeah, there's all these things, and they're going to compound, and you're going to get that resistance coming up. You're going to get things coming up, but you've got to stay with it. And you've got to remember, look, I said I'd give this 60 to 90 days and see what happens, because generally that's not, when your brain's coming up with all that stuff, it's not actually real. It's just your brain wanting to stay and be in comfort, because so often we have chose comfort over character. And I would suggest probably the biggest payoff of quantum habits and new habits and this new identity is your character will become stronger. So, hey, we'll finish with this. How does one stop an addiction? Do you know how one stops an addiction? One does this through a progressive character change. Did you know that? That's crazy, right? Get on it. Quantum habits. Vacum Deus.